Alright, and we should be live. Let me check. And still playing ads for me, so I have to... There we go. We are definitely live. Awesome. Alright, hello everyone. Hello Winter's King says hello. I'm here for more pain. Well, you've certainly came to the right place, because today I am back with Nathan X 2000, and we are having a look at the High Republic Adventures. Again. Yay!
All the enthusiasm in your voice.
So let's see. So yeah, obviously the best Star Wars High Republic comic book series of the entire bunch so far. I'm sure we can all agree on that. Stormtrooper says, "What's up, Ace? You're reading more autism?" Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So I guess I'll go ahead and Winter's King says, "Was just listening to an awesome Rudyard Kipling poem, 'The Servant When He Is Reigneth.' Reminds me of a certain awful political figures." Okay. Alright. Alright, so Star Wars, The High Republic Adventures. I'm going to read the recap here before we get into it proper. Chaos and Takonda. After the Nihil have attacked the Jedi Temple, the Padawans must face them once again. Overwhelmed and outnumbered, the heroes are backed into a corner. Back together and away. 3. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Jedi Temple Takodana, sorry, then. So I believe, do you want to voice the old guy, I think?
Is it an old guy? I can't tell.
I'm pretty sure it is. Winter's King says, "No autism is less bad than this." Correct.
Okay, give me a sec. Very good. Very good, Court. You want to try it without your skull helmet on? Very well. Only you will know when you're ready.
Say, Yoda's here? Or no, Sav, Yoda's here? So I think you got the lines there, it looks like. And I'll be voicing Yoda.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Thanks for coming, Master Yoda. You know I'm no good with kids.
Keep saying that, Yoda. Evidence suggests otherwise, though.
Yeah. Listen, kiddo. Be nice to Master Yoda, even when he tries your nerves like he loves to try mine. I know a thing or two about fancy headgear myself, so I told him to let you keep your skull helmet on. Don't let anyone make fun of you for it. But also don't dismember them if they do, okay? When it's time, when you're ready, you will know. That's all that matters.
Okay.
Aw, give him a hug.
Alright, so we're seeing him leave with Jedi Master Yoda. Simple enough. Let me read some more lines here. Lion's Aemon says, "Hello." Hello, Lion's Aemon. Stormtrooper says, "Hi, Lion." And, okay, sorry. Jedi Temple Takodana. Now.
I was about to say, there's Master Yoda leaving with another child soldier for the Jedi regime.
Yeah, that too. Anyways, I think you're voicing the blue guy and I'll voice the other guy here.
Oh yeah, this is the one to give a British accent. Uh,
What? The Nihil will be here any minute.
Hang on, any minute. Didn't he just blow up the entire fucking temple? I'm pretty sure they're here now.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Lions Amon says, WTF is wrong with Yoda's face. Which one? I mean, this one, well, Yoda's face always looks weird in this comic book series, so... That's par for the course at this point, which is sad, but true. Winter's King says, dialogue is a little flat, but not completely awful. So far. Although the whole Nihil will be here any minute, as the temple is literally exploding from their attack, is...
Oh wait, hang on. I remember this issue. Wasn't this the one where they'd, the fact that the Nihil were like right on top of them on the radar, and they were too busy arguing about whether to like alert anyone?
Yep.
I remember this one now.
Yep.
Oh, well, this actually is gonna be autism.
Yep. Stormtrooper says, well, because a bunch of commitards made this comic, it won't look right. I mean, you're not wrong. Winter's King says, I think they meant here as in right there on the ground. Okay, still a little silly, though. Siege says hello. Wait, wasn't there a Nihil that decided to Allahu Akbar or something in the last issue?
I'm not sure, you tell me, because you're the only one that has consistently been here for every single issue. Obviously, it's your channel, so...
Okay, so, no, he didn't properly Allahu... He just set some explosive charges and detonated them all over the temple. He didn't have them on him physically. So, but point still stands, they're already on the ground.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, technically saboteurs that snuck in rather than proper ground troops, but still. Siege says hello.
Still pretty much the...
Sorry, go on.
I said, well, yeah, but still Allahu Akbar or no, in order to get close enough to blow up the temple, not arriving at any minute.
Correct.
Unless that minute is the one they're currently counting on their fucking watches, as in the one they live in now.
Alright. Stormtrooper says detonate all over, lol. Yeah, how he managed to plant the charges all over the place without being noticed is anyone's guess, but I digress. 14-year-old humor kicked. And Siege says, pan-fried toasted sandwiches and the silliness greetings. Alright, so we see... Oh, I think you're voicing Court there, so go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah, I think I gave this dude clicks. Like an alien language.
Alright. I think I was voicing the Nihil guy here that's in charge, so... All Nihil strikes. Let's finish off the survivors.
How did you know the survivors from that high up?
Probably a wild guess. But you got a point on that.
Must be pretty low self-confidence if you think they can still fuck the bait, fuck up that bad that they leave survivors.
Also, how are you going to be able to tell your dudes from their dudes at that kind of distance in the air.
True.
Alright, so next page. No dialogue, but it does look like we're about to get a fight.
Oh, wow, you mean something interesting.
Yeah. Alright, so there you go. Stormtrooper says, why can't comic artists make the female characters cute and pretty like the Japanese do, but no, make them ugly? Well, it's because, you see, having female characters that look actually feminine is sexist and misogynistic. And you'll get a bunch of land whales complaining about how soggy their knees are.
Soggy knees.
Winter's King says, hey, look, it's Jedi Pearl Harbor. Literally, I've seen the photo on that image. That image is based on... Wait! They actually
Whoa.
based it on Pearl Harbor. What?
Hang on.
I mean... I think I've seen the photo. I think I know which photo you're talking about, where it's from one of the Japanese planes, and you see the planes flying over Battleship Row early on at the Battle of Pearl Harbor. But yeah, although technically, I'm pretty sure the Japanese didn't send some dudes to set charges on the ships from the ground or the sea or whatever. But Winter's King says it looks creepily similar for sure. You know, I'm going to, for reference, have a look at...
I was going to say, that's a pretty bold thing to say. I actually started looking on myself. Although I couldn't find anything.
I'm having trouble finding the exact photo, but I could have sworn I saw it at some point. But I know there's a few other photos where it doesn't show the planes, but you can definitely see... So I do... Okay, so it's... I mean, it's different enough that I wouldn't say it's based on the photo. At least not from the ones I've seen.
I'll take your word for it.
I could be wrong, but... Yeah, I could be wrong, but it looks to me like... Yokai says the Japanese actually has man-piloted torpedoes. Well, that was true, technically. That was later on in the war, and those were not fired from airplanes. Those were launched from submarines. Lions Amon says, wait, didn't Star Wars add a trans Jedi? They actually added 2. Although they are not in this particular comic book series. They're in the Marvel comic book series.
They added 2 trans Jedis.
Yeah, you know, the two twins. The 2 twins in the Marvel series that have that almost look like walking skeletons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those 2. That's why, and they're also non-binary, which is why they are both referred to as they. Anyways, Siege says, I was wondering about the large body of water that looks like sky.
Well, they look like Thanos' testicles, to be honest.
Yeah, that too. Strange smoke trails. Stormtrooper Louisiana says, the girl in my profile pic is cute. She's supposed to be a soldier. She wears a tank top, miniskirt into combat, which is fucking stupid. That is stupid. She is feminine. Yeah, she is feminine. Winter's King says, might be from a movie or something, but it just flashed my memory when I saw it. It's not necessarily a copy, but it does seem weird. Yeah. Frankly, I'm going to let this one slide, in my opinion, because it's different enough that I'm not really sure where exactly where it would be, or what photo or movie it would be inspired from in the first place, so I'm going to let this one slide, I think. Alright, so we got some lines for you.
When it's time, when you are ready, you will know. Oh, shit.
No one cared who he was until he took off the mask.
That was a cheap one, and you know that.
Yes, it was. All right.
That's all that matters. Do you want me to voice this dude?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's the same character.
Yo,
so.
yeah. I am ready.
Okay. So the first image we get of this dude's face, full on, is low resolution. Why on earth would you make it so that your first look at this character that you've been building up is low resolution?
They should be ashamed of themselves or something like this.
Yes.
Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't Marvel have a tradition in the past where if they wanted a highly detailed moment portrayed, they'd have it across like a 2-page spread? But the thing is, the artwork would be worked on for like days on end, you know, like that's the center image that the comic book reader would just look at and go, wow, that's pretty cool. You know, the big reveal, the big moment.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just a 1-page.
And it's low res. It's not, they didn't even bother actually drawing him with detail, which is something that you would expect them to do in such a pivotal moment like this.
God, I've had fucking snip captures with more resolution than this.
I think
Jesus Christ.
I've taken better photos with my 3DS than this. Let's see.
I've got a fucking 3DS and I can actually relate to that one.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, you're right.
Yokai said, when I said man-piloted, I mean literally it was a torpedo with a cockpit, and the German had one similar, but it was a small submarine that guided torpedo never. Well, actually, those did actually see combat, though, the Japanese ones. But again, they were used specifically on Japanese submarines and not aircraft. The submarines would actually launch the torpedo, the manned torpedo, and the manned torpedo would be guided to the target. Now, technically, the manned torpedoes, at least originally, were not supposed to be kamikaze weapons, but apparently they did have an escape mechanism, but that was removed because the guys using the things never actually used the escape mechanism. Which is...
the glory of Japan.
Yes. Apparently, though, a lot of them had failed, so they had a self-destruct mechanism for the torpedo. So the guy didn't have to slowly die of suffocation or get crushed by the depth. And the fact that they have a self-destruct thing for the manned torpedoes is kind of also absurd. But yeah, they did actually see use. They were credited with a few ships, but again, those particular torpedoes weren't very effective from what I understand, and they also were very specifically late war and used on submarines and not by aircraft. Stormtrooper says, when is Star Wars going to copy No Russian from Modern Warfare 2? That would be funny. Yes, that would be. Well, I think we already saw that, though. Anakin there on Tatooine.
I was thinking more Revenge of the Sith with all the younglings.
Oh yes, Revenge of the Sith. Remember, no youngling.
He's there he's there in the elevator with all the clone troopers. Just turns around and goes, "Remember, no Jedi."
Remember, no younglings.
Yes.
Winter's King says, you don't understand. This whole species is low resolution. Siege says, what am I seeing? Did he just jump upward? I hope this is going somewhere fast. Winter's King says, lol, he's just like Bigfoot, permanently blurry, even up close. Yep. Stormtrooper says, I used to have a 3DS, and yes, better picture quality. In 3D, even.
What's your Jedi Force power? I permanently live in 800 by 600. I'm always at low resolution. You can never hit me.
Alfaria says, well, I made it despite YouTube's lack of functioning notifications. Yeah, I've noticed that YouTube's been acting weird like that, too. I might, yeah. So, I'll voice this Nihil guy here. Gah! So, he gets kicked out, fails to notice that Quart has jumped up and somehow cut the top off as well?
I'm genuinely puzzled as to what's happening. So the lightsaber goes through the bottom. He goes to shoot the hole through the bottom. Yet Quart has somehow gone through the hatch at the top.
Or wait. I think I know what's going on here, and it's even dumber. So Quart did actually just cut only the bottom, but has managed to pull the guy out without the guy shooting him or anything at all. And this is just the guy falling through the air.
Oh wait, hang on. So the rightmost panel is him actually hanging onto the bottom of the ship.
Yes. I'm guessing he used the Force to throw the guy out. That would make some sense, but it's still confusing.
Okay, yeah, I can kind of see that.
All right.
I can kind of see it now that you pointed out, but that's still dumb.
Yes. And also, friendly reminder, we learned in the Marvel comic that's going on right now that killing people that are shooting at you is against the Jedi way.
The Jedi's probably thinking, well, it's not me killing them if the water drowns them.
So he's basically turned into Baron Harkonnen from Dune. It's not me that killed him. It's the planet that killed him.
He's got Batman. He's got the whole Batman logic. Listen, it's fine as long as I don't directly kill them. If something else kills them by proxy, it's not on my hands.
Yokai says Japanese prefer self-destruct than feel ashamed. Based? Stormtrooper says, remember switching to your pistol is faster than reloading the knife. Reloading knife, the watermelon. Okay. Winter's King says DSI had better resolution. I mean, even the image of him just hanging from the bottom of the aircraft has better resolution than his face reveal. It's not by much, but it's a little bit. Siege says, how high up is this? Well, no, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, the guy could have been climbing, could have been anything. And Winter's King says, I feel like the not killing things is just Marvel being too used to making superhero content, and in modern superhero stuff, they don't kill people. You would think that. However, the writer for Marvel's Star Wars High Republic is Cavan Scott. And Cavan Scott is most known for Warhammer Adventures. And so the guy is used to writing Warhammer 40k content, and he's still trying to do the "it's wrong to kill people" routine. Just let that sink in for a moment. Siege says, it wasn't me that killed them. It was the impact after the fall of this Jedi. Also, we can tell that they are pretty high up, apparently, according to the way it looks right here on the next image. So I'll voice one guy and you voice the other. What the cart just happened?
No idea. We should probably shoot it or something.
Remember, killing people that are shooting at you is not the Jedi way.
No, what the? Well, I mean, these guys aren't Jedi, but as if they did not just see a Jedi fly at the bottom of their ship or that other ship and drag somebody out, and only they're just staring at this thing mid-flight. He's like, I wonder what just happened. As if they didn't just see the blue dude with the glowing blue sword rip one of their friends out the bottom of the fucking ship. It's like, should we help them?
Also, maybe we should shoot it or something, rather than saying that instead of, I don't know, actually shooting it or something.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Stormtrooper says, wait, he wrote for 40k a dark, violent universe and said said violence is evil. How the fuck does that work? Good question. Very good question. Oh, and the Warhammer Adventures was Cavan Scott trying to make Warhammer 40k kid-friendly. Let that thought sink in, too.
I'm just waiting until the issue where they cover Slanesh.
Yes, me too. That or the Dark Eldar.
All the Necron flayed ones.
Oh, they already covered the Necron.
Did they cover the flayed ones?
Maybe? I'm not entirely sure on that, but I know they covered Necron. But even then, now that you mention it, I've actually seen the Warhammer 40k Mechanicus game still managed to get a T for teen rating, even though it has flayed ones in it.
What the fuck? What? Wait, hang on. What the fuck did they use for the description for the flayed ones? These Necrons are so in love with beef jerky, they decided to cover themselves in it.
Yeah, that's kind of it. I don't even think they gave it I don't even think they put in has blood in it as a rating. It doesn't have blood, it just has killer robots wearing people's skin.
The Mechanicus get blue sparks when you hit them, the Necrons get green sparks. Don't question it, kids.
Siege says, ha ha ha, do you think it's time to be the baddies yet? DY says, progressive TM might find Slanesh and Dark Eldar compatible. Yeah, let's be honest, yeah. Stormtrooper says 40k for kids. Huh? What the fuck who are the flayed ones? The flayed ones are insane Necrons that have some sort of disease or something like that. I think is explained in the lore.
Yeah,
that causes them.
It's a curse. It's a curse given to them by I think it's one of the Satan or the Catan.
It drives them crazy, and it basically makes them thirst for flesh, so they will start skinning anything that they find, even if it's not necessarily dead yet, and start covering themselves in that flesh, And they will also start trying to eat the flesh as well.
Do they start trying to eat it?
Yeah, they do start trying to eat it, but being Necrons and them not having actual mouths, they can't actually eat it, so they just keep pressing it against their face. DY says, I hate YouTube formatting. So that's what that TM was about. Okay. All Nihil strikes. Take down that ship. Take down that... And it got killed. Taken out. Not again. Ah!
Not again, as if this has happened before and he's lived.
Apparently.
He's the fucking champion.
So, is the dude trying to save him, or no, it doesn't look like it?
No, he's just tossed him into more water.
Stormtrooper says, ew, that's nasty as hell. Indeed it is. Welcome to Warhammer 40k. Wait until
Are you shocked?
Wait until you hear about some of the stuff the Drukhari do. And the Drukhari do it for fun.
Blood and guts and gore and my 40k Grimdark just clutches his pearls in his handbag. Say it ain't so.
But yeah, I mean, also, have you heard of the stuff that the Imperium feeds its, the Imperial Guard with, like the ration biscuits and the corpse starch?
You don't need to know, citizen. Don't question it. Just eat your daily rations and go back to the manufactory in which you work.
Enjoy your 3 hours of sleep. Alright, so I think we got...
That's the lucky ones that actually get mandated sleep.
Winter's King says, I might in fact be a Drukhari.
Fucking knife he is.
Alright, so I believe we got some lines for you there.
It takes after the weird force-sensitive old lady that found him.
Which one?
Wait a minute. Wait, he's that high above the... Wait. Why the hell are the ships flying that low above the water?
They were trying to attack the temple. Why they couldn't just shoot it at a distance, I do not know, but here we are.
Okay, right, no, those ships would have Allahu Akbar'd into the temple. Like, how the hell do you control a ship at that speed near a temple that big? And this kid's just bouncing around.
I was really tempted to make a joke about the Death Star trench run there. Although that's slightly different, but still. Luke, we'll be able to pull up in time? Be just like Beggar's Canyon back home.
Fuck.
To be fair, being able to fly good at low altitude is kind of a thing in Star Wars, so I'll let this slide. Stormtrooper says, I know a little bit about 40k, mainly the orcs, but that was like when I was 16, i.e. 2019, so I forget all I've seen about the orcs, and I do like the Space Marines. And Winter's King says, and apparently that hat guy is a female, apparently. Yeah, it looks like it, so,
I shall change my voice accordingly.
Winter's King says that's what the lines on this page mean. Yep. Alright, so let's get back into this. Which one?
Both.
Come in, Maz. This is Bims. Are you all okay over there? We're all right, Bims. What's the situation at my castle? The Nihil fighters are retreating. We'll send reinforcements across the lake. Hang on. Aye! Wow! Now, I think we've got the Nihil pretty much handled over here. But do send some medic units and recovery droids. I don't know how many injured we have, and there are some precious relics in the rubble. With Umaz.
That stuff is gone, Maz.
Aren't you
You know... Oh. Oh, wait, no. Oh, no, I think it is you.
Alright. Aren't you even upset your temple was blown up? I only came over for calf dates and slumber parties, and even I'm kind of upset about it. And nothing bothers me.
You know how hard it was to get that place heated up? And the cobwebs? Stars, what a mess. If we even capture that Urkid girl, remind me to...
You Jedi are so maddening sometimes, I swear. Alright, you got another line there. Is he... Nathan? Alright, I guess while we wait for Nathan, I guess we're having some technical difficulties, so I'll just read some of the comments here. Siege says, I would never have guessed. Geraldo says, wait, how is that orange creature alive and still looking as old as it did in the Disney trilogy? A good question. Stormtrooper says, chat, you know what girl's front lines... well, that's what the girl in my profile pic is from. She is the M16A1. Japan found a way to make the M16 pretty. Okay. Siege says, injured. None lived, and you know it was... And you know it, old orange prune. I think they're talking about the Padawans and whatnot that were in the temple when it blew up, so there could be that. Alright, Siege, are you ready? That's... Or not Siege, Nathan. Hey, Nathan, are you ready? I don't know why I said Siege. He might be AFK right now.
Oh, wait, no, there we go. There we go. I can hear you now.
Ah, cool, cool. All right, so let me read that last bit there. You Jedi are so maddening sometimes, I swear. Nathan?
Yeah?
Alright, you got another line there.
Oh, sorry, I thought you heard me read it before and then... Okay.
I didn't hear you.
Say, you think I could crash at the castle for a bit?
Now we get a close-up shot of him. And it's still kind of lowish res.
Yeah, that detail on the eyebrow section's not... It's a bit yikes.
And again, why on earth wouldn't they have just done this right when we got the first face reveal? It's kind of silly to do it now. A Stormtrooper says, AOAs, ever heard of a band called XDO? Their Roman history metal fucking awesome. Their song Imperator is right. Is about Nero is fucking legit. Okay, I might have to have a look at it. I've not heard of the band, but I might have a look at it. Siege says, oh right, the other side doesn't count when it comes to casualties. I forgot. Yes.
God, it really does not translate well to comics. Like, you know, the big badass moment where it's pretty much a cliche at this point where the hero sort of does the big event, you know, spinning around with the sword, you know, cool
Mm-hmm.
skills, and then they land on the ground and then look up.
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't translate well.
No,
Because just imagine sitting there and it's just silence. There's no music to go along with it.
all right, so let's read some of the comment or some of the dialogue here. Uh,
My voice and the dude on the left.
you're voicing the blue dude.
What? You're...
Your face.
Ah. Hi. My... Friend. Wait, what the fuck?
That is one weird hug. Let's hug the
Uh,
person that is hugging you.
I'm especially looking at the blue dude on the left hugging his friend who burnt water.
Uh,
That's a very situational place to be hugged.
mm-hmm. Stormtrooper says, Ace, what has better writing, this comic or Fallout the Frontier? Fallout the Frontier. As trash as that is, I. Actually, I'm still going to have to lean with Fallout the Frontier, as stupid as that is. And it is a very, very stupid, poorly written mod. Even that, you could argue that at least the draw for the idea of setting up a colony or what have you further north was potentially interesting. So at least the start of it could have been interesting. And at least.
Wait a minute, hang on. Wasn't Fallout the Frontier the mod that got removed after all the yikesy content that had been going on behind the scenes?
Yes.
Oh no.
And even that manages to be better written than this.
I don't know some of the stuff that was on the Frontier, like, this is cringe. The Frontier just straight up had illegal sort of suggestive themes.
I mean, that's kind of been a running theme in Fallout, though, hasn't it? I mean, drugs have always been a thing in Fallout, and some other really other illegal shit has been in that. But
I wouldn't say drugs, I'd say it's more so the 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 children. Or
yeah,
how oh
well,
the sweet children.
yes, and that is also messed up. It's also in Fallout New Vegas.
Is it?
Yeah, there was actually apparently, from what I understand, one of the voice actresses that voiced one of the women of ill repute was supposedly 16 when she voiced the line in the official game.
Oh wow.
So I can't entirely complain about a mod that is at least in character in that regard, as messed up as it is. Because at least they're being in character in that case. And again, as messed up as it is. But you're right, there is a lot of weird fetish crap in it. Absolutely. DY says, I hope these people are very close. It would seem that way. Siege says, where's the lower half of pink person? Oh, wait. Pin person is leaning over really far. This body language is strange. Yes, it is. But like I said, as I said about that, yeah, you're right, though. It is messed up. Very messed up. it's also that bit is in character. The stuff that's not in character, and there is a lot of that as well, is there's the snake people that's not in character at all. And then there's, of course, the fact that at least one of the people that worked on the mod it actually has made some content that is borderline illegal.
I heard about that.
Although, to be fair, he didn't actually do any of the actual writing, but his main contributions was icons and stuff like that in the menu. But yeah, stuff like that, it's not difficult to see why the mod got cancelled, as atrocious as it is.
Just imagine all that work, all 3 years of work, just gone.
Agreed. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. I mean, I heard rumors that they were going to reintroduce the mod as well as later. Now, there is still plenty of lore breaks in the Fallout: The Frontier, like the stupid thing that the NCR break-off group are trying to use, which is some sort of flying super fortress. Well, not even. It's basically like one of the Titans from Battlefield 2042. Stormtrooper says no 7 years of work. Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. 7 years. So yeah, they had but the NCR breakoff group has this sort of flying Titan from Battlefield 2042, which is ridiculous in the 40k setting.
I love how the conversations of 40k and Fallout Frontier were a lot more interesting than the comic book we're actually reading that's trying to be serious.
I know. But there's that, like I said, that's a massive lore break. And then there is the stupid plot line of the NCR trying to save the courier and sending their elite commandos out in a Call of Duty style mission where you see them having vertibirds and all that crap just flying over the Caesar's Legion and then getting shot down like it's Call of Duty. It's just stupid stuff like that makes absolutely no sense, given that these are supposed to be small, much weaker breakaway groups rather than the main NCR and the main Legion.
If Stormtrooper is right, then 7 years of work is that's just depressing.
Agreed. Jacob Kennedy says, isn't the High Republic decanonized?
I wish it was.
I wish it was, but from what I understand, this is still the biggest thing that that Disney is trying to push since the movies. So, from what I understand, it is still considered canon at this point. Yes. According to Wikipedia or Star Wars Wiki, the High Republic is considered canon.
Nothing's memorable.
Well, there are things memorable, but it's memorable for just how atrocious it is.
There are two things memorable about the High Republic. Geode, because he's an absolute fucking chad of a unit, and then there's the cum spider.
And the fact that the Jedi tried to destroy an entire planet just to test a Padawan.
Okay, that too.
So yeah, those are the three things that are actually memorable about this comic book series so far. But yeah, point still stands. In my opinion, between this and the Frontier still manages to somehow not be as atrociously written as this. Stormtrooper says, bros, when the shit came out about the Frontier broke my heart. Yeah, same here. I was actually really impressed from a technical standpoint when I did actually try out the mod originally. Because adding vehicles into Fallout, adding tanks, adding customizable vehicles even, and plenty of other stuff. The mod was actually, from a technical standpoint, was very impressive in that regard. It's the writing that really let the mod down, and the fact that they did not properly vet who worked on the mod, and so they got some exceptionally shady characters. And then, on top of all of that, it's the fact that even then, you had a bunch of guys working on the mod that ended up turning absolutely hostile to the community to the point that they hoped that the Fallout modding community and modding in general would die out with their mod. That is actually something that they openly said they hoped would happen. Jacob Kennedy says, I heard they threw it out along with many projects, but take it with heavy grain of salt. As far as I can tell, this High Republic is still considered canon. But yeah, if you're curious, Stormtrooper, I did actually provide a video a while back talking about other mods that are, in my opinion, as impressive or in some cases more impressive than Fallout Frontier. They're just not Fallout mods. So let me see. I can pull up the video for you. Here you go. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the chat for you guys. This was a video I made about mods that I said were personally more impressive than Fallout the Frontier from a technical standpoint. So go ahead and have a look at that. Stormtrooper says, really, I'll have to give it a look. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and get back to the High Republic adventures.
Okay, it's the Bratty Kid.
Yep, it's Star Wars Richard Spencer. Jacob Kennedy says a Star Wars game by Remedy would be good. Alright, so, enter. You have a lot of nerve coming here.
I thought it was me that voiced Incrediboy over here.
I thought I voiced him.
Oh, wait, no, I voiced the Master. The big blue dude. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
well,
okay.
Sorry, my mistake.
That's okay. Half my squad got captured on Takodana, and you were...
I was busy doing single-handedly what all your mighty warriors couldn't manage together.
That was you that blew up the Jedi Temple? It was your plan all along, wasn't it, Saboteur? To fake defect with your sister and then sabotage them from the inside.
Once I realized Barine didn't have the guts to be in a heel, I figured I'd use it. To our advantage.
Okay, so now I was going to give this comic stick for the fact that this dude never told anyone else his plan, but now I can kind of see it just so they wouldn't try getting Barine. I can kind of see that. It's still kind of silly, but I can kind of see that, so I'm not going to give him that much stick for that. Stormtrooper says, do we have to continue hearing you two guys read this? Well, the good news is we should all be getting close to the end. I will at least say that, but I can understand your feelings. This is pretty atrocious.
I was hoping you was going to invite me onto the Sisters of Battle one. I was actually getting excited. I was like, oh no, you brought me for this one.
I think Sisters of Battle is not... The next issue is not quite out yet, but we will see. Winter's King says, sabotage, literally sabotage minus 2 letters.
Yeah, he is right. How subtle.
The writers of this comic.
They thought they were dead cheeky and clever. Like, we just gonna remove 2 letters. No one will know.
Jacob Kennedy says, why does everyone look like they're the poster child for some sort of propaganda by a certain group? Because that's exactly what this comic is. This comic is made by I mean, you have to realize that the woke crowd believes that everything is political and everything is propaganda. So obviously that means if they write something, that is their own admission that everything that they write is propaganda and should be viewed as propaganda. Alright, anyways, back to you.
I'm just sad I wasn't able to take her out with the temple.
Well, there'll be plenty of time for that still. The Eye has something very special planned. Together, Saboteur Krill, we will destroy the Republic and the Jedi dogs. To be continued. All right. Next issue.
Why does it have to be continued?
Because Disney does not want to admit defeat quite yet. And the next issue, we see buckets of blood leading everyone in some sort of chase.
Holy shit, right now, that level of detail.
I wish that was in the comic.
You see, that's good shit. That's good shit.
Yes.
Like it's down to the level where you don't even see the irises of buckets of blood.
I mean, that's true, although did buckets of blood have irises?
He did have little black dots in his eyes. That's as far as I know. But to be honest, I think they were just drawing them at a distance like they always do when they just forget to put them.
Now, I will say, amusingly, Quart actually looks higher detail in this. You see him in the background than he did in this close-up in the actual comic of this issue.
What do you mean, sorry?
Okay, Quart, you know the guy with the mask who lost the mask? Actually looks like his face is in much higher detail in this particular, the next issue teaser, than in the actual comic when he was up front.
Yeah, but surely they should have had that level of detail upon him rising his head.
Yes.
Rather than saving it for the fucking cover art.
Yes. In the background on the cover art, no less.
Exactly.
Maybe this cover art does look trash, and I'm just so used to what High Republic Adventures normally looks like that this looks good by comparison. So that might explain the lack of eyes there, but yeah. Now, Jacob Kennedy says, hey, anyone want to watch a movie in the Discord? Well, I know the next movie event is going to be in December. I'm trying to figure out what exactly it's going to be. Siege says, buckets of blood, haha, I never get over that. Yeah, I'm not going to get over that either, and I don't think the comic book writers are going to let us either. So, wow, this is actually one of the alternate covers. Look at page 25.
Page 25. That's nice. That's pleasant.
Yeah, but that's supposed to be a front cover work. Or rear art or something. Look how god-awful it looks, though, as far as the art style. It does not mesh with what we've seen so far.
Okay, no, by itself, I like the art style. Like, almost as if that was going to be its own story with its own consistent art style, that would have been nice.
Yes, I agreed.
In terms of meshing with what we have so far, that is wildly off-center.
Yeah.
Why is Quart looking like a stoner dude? Like, he's just ripped a fat bong, and you're just telling him off.
So, next page. Star Wars Adventures Annual 2021. We've got all the galaxy's greatest scoundrels in this one. Han Solo, Chewbacca, Lando Calrissian, and Jackson? What?
New York Times best-selling author Kevin Scott. When the fuck did he get that award?
Wow, have the New York Times best-selling authors really gone downhill? So we've got they're advertising the comic book series that we are in fact reading right now in the next page.
New York Times best-selling author Kevin Scott. Yeah, he only writes best-selling books because it's a cheaper alternative than toilet paper. That's only why people are buying this stuff.
Stormtrooper asks, who the fuck is Jackson? That's a good question. I'm about to find out.
Who the hell's this Bugs Bunny ripoff?
It looks like something that you'd expect from a 90s point-and-click adventure.
Yeah, like... I don't know, I'm getting Bubsy vibes.
What could possibly go wrong? Okay, Jackson, to be fair, is an actual character from the Legends, so this was old canon. But I really want you to look at this, though. Really consider this. Here's what Jackson used to look like. Ready? Wait for it.
Have you got it on stream?
I'm going to put it down the link there. I'm going to put a link there. Okay, so I'm going to put... I should be able to read the link here. Come on. Oh, it wouldn't show it. Darn it. Okay, that's okay. I have a backup plan. I'll just show the image. Alright, so I'll just use link, open image in new tab. Let's try this one. See if it works.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone's on phone or computers anyway. They can just...
Okay. Okay, there we go. Now let's try it. Winter's King that says that looks like a cover as a furry... that one doesn't work either. Okay, that's fine. I'll just link it directly to the Wikipedia article. That should actually get us where we need to be. So if YouTube is...
Oh, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, different from... Here is Jackson, everyone. This is what Jackson actually looks like in the original canon. Now compare that, if you will, to what we're getting by Kevin Scott. My God, does that look awful. Why would they not go with this?
So childish.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Childish is a perfect...
Also, why the hell is Jackson wearing a red and grey... Oh, wait, hang on, he's always worn that.
Well, he's already worn a red and yellow outfit, true. He also looks pretty buff as well in the original. You can actually see the muscles coming out of the uniform. Whereas this one, he is not... He looks like a soy boy. He's got the body of a soy boy. Doesn't he?
Sorry, Rabbit.
Stormtrooper says he still looks like a furry fetish character. A little bit, but at least he looks kind of badass in comparison to what we get by Kevin Scott. But I guess right now we have yet more Kevin Scott to read in future live streams.
You say that like it's a good thing.
No, I don't. I don't mean to anyways. But yeah, that's what we have to deal with, ladies and gentlemen. God help us all. So, thoughts on the Star Wars High Republic Adventures comic there, Nathan?
So the big character reveal for Quart was wasted. It was shit.
Yes.
There was no impact to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is very reflective of the High Republic in general. It was shit. It was anticlimactic. There's no point to it. What was the point in the first place?
The point was they were trying to build it up, but it just falls so flat because the big... because the comics artwork is just so atrocious that they could not draw the character well enough for that to work in the first place.
I think it's clear that Disney wanted their own expanded universe. Like they wanted to recapture the hype of the old Republic, so they wanted to make their own.
Mm-hmm.
But they've just fucking butchered it.
Yep. And they've even managed to butcher. I mean, the lore established in in the entirety of the High Republic era completely destroys the established lore, the official established canonical lore of the Jedi, as opposed to what I mean, comparing the Jedi and how they are in the High Republic comics to how they are supposed to be is night and day.
Couldn't agree more. They are so inconsistent.
But even then, it's the punchline is we're now getting to the point where even then the High Republic is now in the process of contradicting itself. I mean, Marvel's High Republic has had the Jedi go from putting entire planets into peril to now saying that fighting back against people that are actually trying to kill you is against the Jedi way. So not only is it a case where the various comic book series of the High Republic are conflicting with one another, even in the same comic book series, you see confliction and contradiction.
Don't get me wrong, it keeps you on your toes as a reader, but you just get more depressed as you read on.
Agreed.
Like, what could have... Like, they had this massive open canvas. It's fucking Star Wars.
Exactly.
You have a literal space, a space-wide canvas for interesting races, political dialogue and discourse between ancient and new civilizations crossing up. And this is what you boil it down to?
Yeah. They boiled it down to killing always bad, even if it's in self-defense. In the Marvel comic. In this comic, it's... Well, at least this comic isn't... So, I do suppose that is the big question. Which is worse, this comic or the Marvel comic?
What do you mean by the Marvel comic?
I mean the Kevin Scott written Marvel comic where the very first issue, planets are put into peril. In the 5th issue, we learn that the Jedi believe that they can do the exact same things that the Sith do, so long as they have a good reason for doing it, as opposed to the Sith, where they will vilify the Sith for doing the exact same thing.
That's like asking me which World War was my favorite.
I mean, even then you could actually have an interesting answer in that question. But yeah. So of the two, I would say... Of the two comics, I would say...
Out of the two, I'd say this one.
You'd say this one's worse.
No, sorry, I'd say this one's better.
I can definitely see that argument. I can also see the argument.
Because the other one is trying to be serious. At least the humor in this is childish as much as its depictions are. But the other one was the flagship series, the one that wanted to enter the High Republic into the scope of the universe, and so it tried to be all serious. But in the end, it just fell flat on its face.
See, that's a good point. I'm actually, both comics are pretty atrocious, and both of them absolutely destroy the lore. I am really... I will say that maybe it's because the High Republic just had the 10th issue come out, and the 10th issue is also god-awful. Even by the standards of High Republic, it is god-awful. It is the third worst issue in the series so far, in that series. This one, by contrast, is actually one of the better ones of the High Republic Adventures, as bad as it is. It has the fortune of merely being bad and not actually destroying... The only lore it destroys is the stuff that's been established in High Republic at this point. The whole killing is not our way nonsense that has been recently, very recently introduced into the Jedi.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of going to have to lean towards... I actually kind of have to agree with you at this point right now. It's really neck and neck, but between the two, and yes, the artwork is also much worse in this compared to the High Republic, although even that is starting to drop significantly as when it came to the 10th issue. The 10th issue's artwork in the Marvel one is so bad, I was seriously considering doing a Thin Your, and I might still do this, a Thin Your Paints video just over the artwork of the 10th issue.
Oh, fucking make that video, please.
Because of all of the NPC faces
make it.
You got. Siege said...
I'd love it. I'd love it if you made that video, but do you know instead of the Space Marine screams as it zooms in on the faces?
Yeah, that's exactly...
They should all just be the Skywalker scream.
No! I mean, maybe, but I'd run out of screams from Star Wars to work with at that point, I think. Actually, wait. If I add in the Stormtrooper death screams...
Do that.
I could make it work, I think. I think I could make it work.
Through the power of meme magic.
Yeah, so I think I might actually try to do that at some point. But yes, ultimately, Star Wars High Republic Adventures is a trash comic book series. Do not read this. Do not pay money for this. You are going to... Sorry, go on.
No, that was the thing. Recently, I went shopping for my father's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And I went into a local geek store, full of movie figurines, nerd stuff, Warhammer, Pokemon, all that stuff.
Okay.
And they had these issues in the comic book section. No, that wasn't the funniest bit. The shelves were full.
In the middle of a economic crisis where we have shortages of everything, these comic books are in full supply.
One thing you've got to understand about the UK at this time is the fact that the entire retail sector is going into Christmas meltdown. So the comic book store that I went into never has a line. At this time, it had a line outside, and a bunch of other places in Liverpool, which is near where I live.
Mm-hmm.
It's near, it's not exactly. But near everywhere has lines outside. There were lines of people, and the Star Wars comic books were still fully stocked shelves. In Christmas Meltdown, no one is still picking these fucking things up, and that just makes you so happy.
In the grim darkness of the holiday season, there is only Star Wars The High Republic.
The true resistance. The true resistance are not the people that fight the Sith. The true resistance are the people that refuse to fucking buy this stuff physically.
Correct. Someone let Ben and Jerry's know.
Oh, God.
So, yes, obviously, the comic is trash. But I think everyone knew that. I think absolutely everyone that went into the High Republic Adventures Part 10 knew that. Trying to go into one of these comics and expecting it to actually be good is kind of like that one scene from Blackadder Goes Forth where they're talking about their brilliant new plan to win the war. And he says, "You mean charge at the enemy over open field by walking very slowly at them? How could you possibly
Yes.
know that, Blackadder? It's classified information. It's the exact same thing we've done 14 times now." "Yes, exactly! That is what's so brilliant about it. No one would think that we would do the same thing 14, 15 times in a row. They'll never expect it."
Forgot about that moment.
That's exactly what it's like expecting one of these comics to actually be good.
Oh,
And I love some of the comments here because of how unbelievable some of them are. The very first comment, "Quirk is actually pretty good looking."
oh. I saw that comment. I wanted to scrub it from my head. Like, who the fuck? Eduardo Alamo. That is one Alamo I do not want to remember.
Dan Garcia, "What a great issue and conclusion to Quart's arc. This series is really fun, and the art is very good now that I'm accustomed to the art." Wait, there was an artist change? I never noticed because the artwork has been so consistently awful.
Wait, hang on. What a great issue and conclusion to Quart's arc. If
Yes.
that's his entire arc, then holy shit, that's a contender for one of the newest and worst characters. If that's his entire arc, if this is his final issue, that's it. That
Like-
was so wasted.
Like I said, no one cared who he was until he took the mask off.
I actually cared more when he kept the mask on.
Agreed. I mean,
Tucker at least seemed mysterious.
yeah. So yes, obviously this is an absolute travesty to what Star Wars stands for. It breaks, well, this one didn't at least break lore with the traditional canon of Star Wars, although it does break with the new canon. And that is a great irony here. The fact that they can't even keep their own canon straight at this point. Disney is clearly struggling with this.
Disney very much is struggling. I mean, you can even see some of the Marvel influences seeping through into this comic as well. You know, what color is Quart?
Blue? He's blue, isn't he?
He is very much blue. Why is it that whenever Star Wars or Marvel introduce a new alien character, they're always fucking blue?
I don't know.
Have you never noticed that? Ronan, there's that bald robotic bitch in the fucking Avengers films. He's blue. When there was that B series, Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with that weird alien dude at the very end that I couldn't be arsed watching, he's blue.
You know, that actually just gave me an idea. A very silly idea to troll the far leftists that are putting those characters in. So think about it.
Oh shit, character's blue. It's
Okay,
fucking pissing me off.
So here's the way we troll that. Here's the way we make fun of that.
Cool.
So the far left thinks that comic book characters are real. Or at least real enough to actually demand that their rights be protected and whatnot, right?
Wait, what?
So the far left position is that you should basically protect the. There have been far leftists out there arguing that you should protect the rights of fantasy characters on the grounds that they think that fantasy is just a reflection of reality. Therefore, they're arguing that these characters are therefore a depiction of real life beings. It's stupid, I know, but that is the argument. That is an argument that has been made by the far left. I mean, you could just look at the "Where are her organs" crowd for an example of that.
Oh, fucking why are these people alive?
But you see But you see that point, right?
I understand what it is you have said.
Okay.
Whether I agree with what it is you have said, or
Well,
what it is that they are saying that you have relayed to me, that is a different question.
Well, I'm not saying I agree either, but here's how you troll them using their own logic. If they keep putting blue aliens in, then wouldn't that mean that they are effectively validating the position that blue lives matter?
Ace, that's a little bit spicy.
It is, but that's how we troll them.
That is very spicy.
I agree. It's also how we troll the hell out of them.
Are you telling me quartz life doesn't matter? Are you telling me an alien life? How dare you use that phrase of alien? Oh,
Okay, that's how we do it now. We put characters like Quart in the background with the phrase "Blue Lives Matter" over it, or it says "Marvel says" or "Disney says" "Blue Lives Matter" over it, and just watch the left go completely ballistic.
that's effectively on the same line of the phrase "Islam is right about women." Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly. Exactly. So,
Just at Matt Sai in that little phrase of yours on Twitter and just watch him crumble like a fucking crouton. You saying blue lives don't matter, but what about Quart?
Winter's King, seriously though, they'd have conniptions. And that's a good thing. Jacob Kennedy says, it's easy to troll idiots. Yes, it is. It's also very fun to troll idiots, too.
That reminds me of that Robbie Rotten meme. Like, have you ever seen a rubber ball breaking a window? You're like, would you like to? But instead, it's you. They just, have you ever seen a political compass break so easily? He goes, no. Would you like to?
Everyone's having a good laugh. So now we've actually found something actually good from Star Wars The High Republic Adventures. We have found another way to troll the far left. And I think that is going to be a good time to leave it. Is there any closing thoughts you have on this, Nathan?
Quart lives matter.
Quart lives matter. All right. A Stormtrooper says, the only fictional character life whose matters is the girl in my profile pic. Okay. All right, but now I do think it is a good time to call it. So yeah, this has been Ace.
This has been Nathan X2000. Thank you for having me on as always. But please, the next time you're going to invite me on a stream, make it a Sisters Battle one, because I am sick of fucking viewing such autism through my eyeballs.
Alright, I'll try seeing what I can do. I try normally having my guests on at a certain schedule, i.e. as a pattern, but yeah, I will try doing that. But yeah, I will go ahead and call it, guys. Hope to see you all again soon. And thank you again, Nathan, for being on. And have a good one, everyone. But yeah, until then, this has been Ace. Hope to see you guys again soon.